Long story short, go see this. Directorial debut by Aaron Sorkin. Crushes it. The writing obviously is going to be good. Keven Costner is like the best he's been in a long time. Jessica Chastain is amazing. And Idris Elba is amazing. And together, they are amazing. Very, very good show. Go out and see this. Now let's get to the spoilers. Hey guys, it's G from the F Word here to review Molly's Game. Now, Molly's Game is based on the true story of Molly Bloom, who is this princess of the underground poker world. Started in LA with running these games for her boss, for these actors, directors, big high stakes, 10 grand buy-ins and rebuys, just crazy amount of money. She gets in bed, so to speak, with player X, who a lot of people think is Tobey Maguire, and there's a lot of evidence showing that it's Tobey Maguire. It doesn't necessarily say that, but there is a small hint which may very well be a nod to the fact that player X is Tobey Maguire. But he's played by Michael Cera in this. So her and Michael Cera work together because he's the big actor that can bring in other people. And he wants her to bring in fish so he can just take money off people. Because he comes across as a really shitty dude. And if it's Tobey Maguire, Toby, Spidey, it's shitty of you. Super shitty of you. So she gets screwed over by her boss, starts her own games in a super high-end hotel, really ups the game, not in this rock club. Brings in big fish for player X to beat and take money from, and all sorts of other people. Again, actors, directors, everything like that. Player X, of course, eventually belittles her and pretty much kicks her out and ruins her whole opportunity, taking everything away from her. What does she do? Packs up, goes to New York, starts it all over again, but higher stakes. And to a point where it was almost on a global level. She had London players, she had all sorts of players from all over the place. Because this was a $250,000 game. And the players in New York had way more money. We're talking big time Wall Street investors. People with so much money that is just ridiculous. People that go to $10,000 a plate dinners and all that stuff. And can afford $250,000. And do it a couple of times. For a poker game. So she does that. Everything's going good. But as all things go, and if you've read the book and obviously know a little bit about the movie, well, she gets screwed and her money's taken away. The feds come in, and that's actually how we meet her in, I guess, right after the intro. We meet her as someone that was just caught by the feds. She had just released her book. She hadn't been doing this for 2 years. She was clean from all the drugs she was taking because she was staying awake for a long period of time. But the feds took all that, seized it, and really what they're going for is to have her give up information of a lot of people involved in the Russian mob and other people involved in some shady stuff, because that's what's going to happen when you're dealing in underground poker. From there, we meet Idris Elba's character, who is a lawyer. Reluctantly takes her on because in the beginning he's like, well, first, you don't have the money to pay me. B, you're not giving me everything, and how can I help you? But he sees something in her and something about her that he just wants to help. He is a good guy. He's portrayed as a very good guy and a really good father. Strict, but really good. Not as strict as her father, played by Keven Costner, who made her like ski for hours and hours on end so she can be an Olympic athlete and be at the top tier, like her brother, who was #1 in the world at the time, and her other brother, who was just a genius and some type of a crazy surgeon or whatever. So, I mean, the legacy is strong with these people. It shows us while she's going through the trial, and then her doing a flashback to what actually happened, again, based on the book, based on her own knowledge, and the truths and the non-truths that she's giving to Idris Elba's character, who is trying to defend her in any way possible so she doesn't go to jail. Right off the bat, do I need to say it? Probably not, but I'm going to anyways. Yes, the writing is incredible. It's Aaron Sorkin, Social Network, Moneyball, Steve Jobs, The West Wing. Just the guy is a legendary writer. You really don't have to worry about that. But what you do have to think about is, well, this is his first directorial debut. And yeah, he did a very good job. Like, a very good job. This thing is shot well. It shows the events that happen in a very cool way. And the way that her character goes from one place to another, how we find her resolution in herself, and everything in between was just done really well. In terms of acting, it's Jessica Chastain. It's Idris Elba. It's Keven Costner. I don't even know if I need to say anything. I really don't. but I will. Jessica Chastain is incredible in this. Love her. I've always liked her. I always thought she was like one of those top tier actresses that just goes in, does her job, does it very well, and is out. And in this, she comes in and she is a force. She plays a character who's calculated, who's extremely smart, who's very quick, very witty, and has just the strongest will, not only to survive, but to be on top, no matter what life brings her. Breaks her back, she's getting up, and you can just sense it in her face, just the way that she acts these situations out, no matter what. Yes, there's some vulnerability there, but it's to herself, never to anybody on the outside. And when you've got Idris Elba, who plays a very good character, a good person, who is trying to help her out and understands her position, you can also see that she does look at him in a different way than just a client and a lawyer. And it wasn't done in it's Idris Elba, he's cute, I think he's cute, or whatever. It is that this is somebody that I don't have to compete with. This is somebody that, for the first time, is actually trying to help me. Am I able to do that? Does she have the capacity to let other people help her when she spent most of her life as a youth fighting with her dad, always causing arguments and a rift between him, and really always competing and trying to be one up on men. There's a scene where it was her dad that did these like videotapes, which is kind of weird, but I mean, it's based on the true story, so it was in the book and it's going to happen, where her dad is doing interviews, and she says she doesn't trust people, she doesn't have heroes. She will reach her goals and be her own hero. She doesn't need other heroes. And that was just really cool to see and watch it play out on Jessica Chastain's face and how she acted it. So that was just everything. And I mean, Jessica Chastain and Idris Elba were incredible together on screen. Every time they were in there, just the dialogue, again, it's Aaron Sorkin, so the dialogue's going to be amazing, but just their chemistry was really good. Like, was very good. And they didn't even go as far as to hint at the fact that there was some attraction. At least I didn't pick up on it. And I mean, to be fair, I don't pick up on a lot of this stuff. I'm glad they didn't do that. I'm glad that I wasn't able to guess what was going to come next. So yeah, across the board, that was good. Keven Costner, he's just really good in this. His relationship with Jessica Chastain, was really well done as well. Just across the board. There's very few things that I could find at fault here because there were so many strong points. However, it's long. Me and my fiance went and she was super into it. I could tell, like, she's like paying attention and everything like that. And at one point I can see, and I felt it myself. Now I'm paying attention, like I can deal with it a little bit more because I don't mind slower stuff. But it did get really slow. It did stop to almost a crawl at a point, and it may have gone on longer than normal. However, the ending justified that a bit, but her thing was it was just really long and it slowed down. So I guess that would be the biggest negative. I think that'd be the only negative I can think of is the fact that it does slow down. It is a very important part where it does slow down. There is a lot of character development that happens in there, and there's a lot of stuff that happens, particularly this one scene that I don't want to say even though it's a spoiler review, but I think you just have to experience it and watch it because it's pretty visceral. And all of it did need to happen, but there were a couple things that you could have done without and it wouldn't have affected much. It was just long. Me thinking about what I could have taken out, I'm not sure, but yeah, that would be my only negative. And if that's my only negative, it's a pretty solid show. And personally, I think it's a great movie. I think everybody should check it out. It's just, again, sexy, sophisticated, just all sorts of goodness in this. And I'm super excited to see Aaron Sorkin direct more things. And I just want Jessica Chastain and Idris Elba to be in more things too. All around good things. Anyways, guys, that's my review of Molly's Game. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You can follow me at the F-Words-G on Twitter. You can email us at the F-Wordpodcast@gmail.com. And make sure you hit that little like button to tune in for more stuff that we got going on. I'm G, and I am out.